Welcome back, Sam here, and today is chest day. So I'm going to be mostly using machines because I've had some shoulder aggravation that's meant that the free weights are a little bit more difficult. Getting them into position can sometimes be a little bit iffy on the shoulder there. So what I'm doing is working around that with a few machines. So I'm going to show you today. We're still going to hit every angle. I'm going to find alternative ways of making it harder with some drop sets. We're going to do some incline, some flat, something decline, something isolating it, and something else depending on how I feel. I'll show you those drop sets, show you how to train hard just with machines on chest today. And it's going to be a good workout. It's always a good workout. So I'm going to warm up, catch you in a minute. Let's get on with it. So we're going to start with the incline machine press by Hammer Strength. I usually like to do the incline stuff first because it's the hardest area of the chest to get to, I find, that makes the biggest difference in the look when it's really filled up to the collarbone and the development there. So I always do the incline stuff first. That's pretty normal. I've got it set up, I'm warmed up. I'm just going to put the whole stack on. I'm feeling good today and I'm going to try and do it just keeping it on the chest so I won't be pushing all the way out on my arms with the triceps lock out there. Find I can lift heavier and get it more tension continually on the chest by doing partials on this. There we go. Set 2 of incline, here we go. Dropped it just a touch. Woo! I really like the feeling of this one, but not as much as the isolations we're going to do later. Been really enjoying training chest at the minute. And even though I work my hardest, it's still just a lot easier than leg day or training back heavy. Still full effort on all of them, it's just I'm not as destroyed the next day. Now for the third set and the fourth set, I'm going to do a drop set. Just start it a touch lower. At a guess, I think I can go from 55 to 35 on each side. Okay, set 3, drop set. It's great on machines, so you can just do it on your own and just move the pins, give yourself a drop set. A little more rest before we get back to the last one. Whoa. Last one, same drop set again. I'm feeling good training a little bit later. Means I'm not getting in anyone's way, but also for me, I can pop around here and not be waiting for anything, get it done. I'm also enjoying that I've had 4 or 5 meals before my session each day at the moment, doing it like this. And it feels good. As long as I've eaten the last one about an hour before, I feel settled enough. Anyway, I'm going to do something a little bit more flat now. Now, being mindful of the shoulder, I'm going to do the Smith machine for my flat press. And I'm doing it a little bit lighter than normal. I've just taken it easy with 2 plates on each side because of this shoulder concern I've got going on in a minute. I'm just being careful working around it, and this is going to be easier for me to abandon the set if I need to onto the pins. I've also got the little rescue stoppers down here, so if it gets really bad I can slide backwards and rack it. It's good for when you're training on your own, because there are a lot of unfortunate accidents that happen with barbell bench pressing when people are training on their own. There are people that die every year suffocating when the bar comes down. They can't lift it up and it rolls onto their neck because they're doing it without a spotter. So we need to spread awareness about that kind of thing. And for me, training on my own tonight and with the shoulder, I'm going to be picking the Smith machine so that I can easily rescue myself if there's any need for that. So set 1, flat press, Smith machine. And that was absolutely fine. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit more on, have 3 plates each side for set 2. Yeah, after that first one, taking it steady, I feel ready for it. It's not my first exercise of the day either, so I should be nicely warmed up. Whatever happens, I'm not editing out, I'm going for it and it's staying in the video. Here we go. And there we go. That was a prime example of being able to go to failure on your own and being able to rescue yourself without it coming all the way down on you like you would with the free weights barbell if you was on your own. So that last rep I didn't get quite all the way up. We'll drop it down. I think that'll be wise. But I'm pleased I got that, because I've had difficulty with the flat stuff and the stretching of my chest. So I've just reset that there. We're back on the 2 plates. I would have liked to have kept going with 3, but I'm struggling for that last rep. I can still do productive sets to failure with the lower weight and be a little bit steadier on this shoulder. So I'll go to failure on this, get 2 more sets. They do say that anything from about 6 reps to about 30 is effective for hypertrophy, so, well, that's my excuse for going lighter on this third set here. I'll try it from another angle. Stand by. You're not going to see much different than me filming like this, but I guess it adds variety. I'll get this done and then try and look at something that converges a little bit more. Then an isolation, then something a bit like a dip. And that'll be a complete chest workout for me. Woo. How about that? Failure on my own with a barbell without chopping my neck off because I'm using the trusty Smith machine. And it's not busy, so there isn't a massive queue for the thing. We've now got the hammer strength one where it pushes inwards. So to get in this thing sideways, I got 4 plates each side, and that's quite enough for me at this stage in the workout. Me personally, I find that the weight that I can lift varies massively depending on where in my workout I put each exercise. So if I put an exercise at the front, I can do way more than if it was 3rd, 4th, 5th in the sequence of exercises. So as this one's 3rd, it's not too much. You know, you're not pushing directly against gravity with this machine. So 4 plates each side is really not that much. It's not as much as it looks like if you haven't used it before. But because it presses inwards, most people feel that you can feel it more in the pecs. I certainly can. It's kind of like halfway between a bench press type thing and a fly. We'll get this out of the way, then we'll go on to my favourite version of the fly in a minute. Ugh. I was nearly 15. It's tempting to put more on, but I know that I'm struggling. I know that I'm going to failure. 15 is still acceptable. I'll be lucky if I get that much. Well, I shouldn't think like that, but I'll be doing well to get 15 again. We'll say that. Finding my legs cramping up a little bit from my last leg day. That's the real hard stuff. This is just a walk in the park. Have a quick drink and then get into my next set. Okay. On the strength set 2. Oh, that was a huge drop off. To stay doing quality reps, I'm actually going to have to drop it, not increase it. So, let's get that done real quick. I'll be right back. Just dropped it by 10 each side. So I'm not making it too easy for myself. I'm really starting to get the pump in my chest now. It's taken long enough. We'll make the last set a drop set. Let's find another angle for this though. Okay, we'll go with a drop set for the last one. It's not as easy as using a machine with the pin that you can quickly do it, so I'm going to have to jump off here and chuck some of the plates off. I'll drop it from 3.5 to 2, I think. And then that'll be this exercise done. And that's the harder stuff of the workout done. I can seriously feel it in my chest though. These exercises where you're pushing inwards, there's just so much more on the pectorals compared to the triceps. So it feels good. Let's get it done. Quickly. Oh, that's the way. I'll get my breath back and then we'll do some flies. The isolation was always coming. I think get the hard, heavy stuff done at the start of a workout, maybe only in isolation before certain things if you're having trouble finding the target muscle in the compound exercise, and maybe do the isolation first as a way of pre-exhausting, but typically the hard compound stuff first, and that's the bread and butter or the base of your routine. But I like this one as my isolation for chest, and I'm going to do it before the dipping machine because the dipping machine's a little bit too light, so this is going to pre-exhaust my pecs a little bit before I get into the press down dip style machine to finish. I put it on pretty heavy. I don't know if I can manage it after all that lot, but I put it on to 70 here, and that's pretty heavy on this Panata machine. I find it's best on the pecs when you've got the handles coming right in front of your chest, not the shoulders. No. Oh, I need to come. lighter than that. Otherwise I'm missing out on the bit that this machine's a great advantage for, because you get the same resistance here that you wouldn't do with dumbbells, because with the dumbbells you're just working against gravity. This, you get the same resistance all the way through, so you're missing out on what's good with this machine if you're not getting that bit there. So I drop it down from 70 to 60 and give it another go. See how many I can get. Yeah, that's enough rest. That is not the one today. I'm gonna have to drop it again to make the most of this. Excuse me. We'll try 50. I'll have a little bit more rest. They only just got this machine. I way prefer it with the handles than the one with the pec deck one with the pads that your elbows go on. That is just very awkward angle and feeling on your shoulders doing that one with the pads. So I never do that one with the pads. I do the one with the handles, or dumbbell flies or cable flies. But this one you get the resistance all the way through the best. And the cable flies is good for if you want upper or lower emphasis, depending on where your hand ends up, like that, or that. Anyway, set 3, machine flies. That's more like it. That's what I'm going for here. But I think some of the problem I've had today is I've done an order of the exercises without pressing inwards had come before with that last hammer strength machine before coming on here. When other weeks I've done it the other way round. That'll be part of it. But you don't want to get too wrapped up in those sorts of things. As long as you're working your hardest consistently, that is way more important than the split you're on, the exercise choices, the techniques you're using. Whatever lends itself to you working your body the hardest for longest periods of time is usually going to be the best. So I like this variety and volume stuff, but then I'll throw in I'll work hard and then I'll throw in a few drop sets here and there. Put extra emphasis on the weak points, like what I'm doing with my quads at the minute. The chest feels okay, so last set here. Done. And now the little dipping machine. Now my preferred exercise for this sort of thing would be bodyweight dips with a weight belt on, with the chain, with the plates through the loop. But as I said before, I'm being a little bit careful with the shoulder at the minute, so I'm working around it. And if I do this machine, which would be a little bit too light, if I do it last, after my isolation stuff on pecs, it's still useful to me. So I'm going to jump right in, and this is the last exercise of the day. I'm going to make the most of it, make the most of my time in here today. Second thoughts, that's too many reps. I think this machine ain't doing it for me anymore. Bear with me, I'm gonna have a little rethink and then we'll finish up this workout. Sorry about that, I can't carry on using that machine. It's I was getting sort of 20 reps when it was in my cycle last time round, but if I'm getting over 30, it's just sissy stuff if I carry on working with that. So let's try something else. Sometimes you've just got to deal with the situation you've got, and I haven't done the bodyweight ones for ages, so I don't know how many it'll be, whether I need to add something or whether it's not even going to be possible. But you got to work with what's best for the situation, and that machine's definitely no good anymore. I simply wouldn't be working hard enough to use it. So here goes. Yeah, I'm okay to use this again. It does feel a little bit dodgy for me, but because it's still not super heavy, me doing that body weight, I'm going to stick with it. But when you're doing it for chest emphasis, it's good to lean forwards into it a little bit. If you're doing it for triceps emphasis, it's better to keep your legs straight back to the front, and it puts it more on your triceps behind like this. So I'm doing it for chest, so I tuck my legs backwards. Makes it a little bit easier to lean forwards and put the emphasis on the chest. Let's go again. Oh dear, take more of a rest this time. I'll do a slightly different angle, and that's it for the whole workout. So that's it for this chest workout, and I'm taking a moment to relax. That dip still doesn't feel right with my joints, my shoulder, so I'm going to have to find alternatives for that. But it was more productive doing a few sets of the body weight one instead of that machine. So that's what I've got to rethink from this session. Other than that, there's another good one in the books. I was pleased that the flat barbell pressing still went okay, and that getting things a bit heavier on the incline So all in all, a good session and a good chest pump going on, I think. Why not? It's always my back is better than my chest though. My favourite at the moment, we're getting a pump, is probably arms. They're just so noticeable in all the classic bodybuilding poses. So yeah, I really want arms. It's top of the wish list really, even though my legs is more lacking. Just for classic bodybuilding, I think having like quite an arm heavy physique looks really good. There's so many of the poses just really topped off by good biceps. I've kind of got the short biceps, but that can make them peak more if you get it really well developed. So give it another year or two. Give it another year or two and I could be optimized for all of this if I keep on eating. But because things have slowed down for me at this stage, I basically get more enjoyment out of sharing what I know so far, getting other people like contest ready, because I've got it pretty consistent to get contest ready lean, and I have a system for that. It's all sorted out now, so it's pretty simple for me to share that, produce like quick results for other people, where now my results are, you know, very, very slow, because I'm now, yeah, most of the time I get on the scale, I'm like 286, 285, and adding size to that to fill out the arms and legs more, it's just going to be very, very slow from here on. I mean, I treat it as if it wouldn't be, like I'm consistent with the food and the training, but you notice these things slow down and what's like a reasonable body weight to be. And definitely I can produce like more satisfying and fast results for other people, especially cutting down and contests, than what I can do for myself at this stage. What I can do for myself, I'll keep training hard, it'll happen, but I'm enjoying making the videos and sharing it. So there's going to be more and more of that, more workouts, more nutrition stuff, more of everything else, studies, analysis of classic bodybuilding. I'll stop rambling now and see you next time. Any questions, pop it below. Cheers.